and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
President Muhammadu Buhari came into office with a promise to revitalize the education sector. As part of the change campaign slogan of his party, the All Progressives Congress, President Buhari promised the full review of the Universal Basic Education Act, with emphasis on gender equity in primary and secondary school enrollment, while improving the quality and substance of our schools, targeting up to 20% of the annual budget for this critical sector, while making substantial investments in training quality teachers at all levels of the educational system. Reduce examination malpractices in the sector to a low level, enhance teacher training and improve the competence of teachers, provide 1 meal a day for all primary school pupils while creating jobs in agriculture, catering and delivery services. Though he appointed the Ministers of Education 6 months into his administration, the President convened a special retreat to address the challenges in the education sector.
We cannot progress beyond the level and standard of our education. Today, it is those who acquire the most qualitative education, equipped with requisite skills and training, and empowered with practical know-how that are leading the rest. We cannot afford to continue lagging behind.
In 2017, 550 billion naira was allocated to education out of the 7.29 trillion naira total budget. The President subsequently reduced allocation to the sector from 7.1% in 2019 to 6.9% in 2020. The allocation to the sector rose from 7.9% in 2022 to 8.8% in 2023.
The last 8 years in the education sector, I wouldn't say the administration has been outstanding. Try as they have done to provide infrastructure to intervene through TED Fund, through UBEC, I would say it's been less than salutary.
The administration had its fair share of industrial action, as labor unions in the sector demanded improved welfare and adequate funding of public schools. For instance, the Academic Staff Union of Universities embarked on industrial action at different times in 4 years under the administration. In 2017, for 1 month. In 2018, 3 months. In 2020, 9 months. And in 2022, for 8 months.
Based on the agreement we reached the government in December 2020 and the promises they made, we suspended that strike. But unfortunately, as we speak so, virtually all the items in that MOA have not been implemented.
The administration also implemented the school feeding program, the approval of teachers' new salary structure, and the review of retirement age for teachers. However, Nigerians believe the administration should have done more. Despite the introduction of the school feeding program, the number of out-of-school children hit an all-time high at 20 million, as Nigeria ranks as the 3rd largest in the world.
UNICEF figures, statistics, has also been a subject of argument, but we also have to realize that getting people to enroll is not just a function of a day program.
A bigger cause for distress for the administration is the abduction of students, mostly across northern Nigeria. Perhaps this is an inherited phenomenon, as the administration failed to rescue the remaining abducted Chibok schoolgirls. There were subsequent attacks in Maiduguri in 2017 and in Dapchi, Yobe State in 2018. Although the Dapchi schoolgirls were released, one of them, Leah Sharibu, is still held captive 5 years later. Attacks on schools between 2020 to 2021. 25 schools attacked in northwest Nigeria. 1,470 students were abducted in northeast. 25 education personnel in northeast Nigeria. 51 schools experienced armed attacks. 61 schools targeted by suicide bombers. 11,500 schools closed due to fear of attacks.
The whole idea of the Safe School Plan is in recognition of the prevalence of cases of attacks and violence in Nigerian schools and its devastating impact on school and host communities.
The incoming administration has promised to reform the sector as stakeholders continue to demand improved funding, revised curriculum, and an end to the incessant strikes in the sector.